All right, is the February 8th meeting of the library trustees called to order. Oh, 5:59. We're quite punctual tonight.
Excellent. Hopefully I won't
tried.
have the issues I had with the last meeting.
Yeah, well,
It must have been because I was at home.
yeah.
Oh, maybe. I wasn't sure I was going to make it on time. I was like, I couldn't find the link. You know me. I couldn't find the link. I
No
can never
worries.
find the link, but I found it and I made it and I was early.
Excellent.
Great.
All right.
So we have, everybody got the minutes from last month?
Yes.
Yes.
And any questions or anything that anyone noticed?
No.
Okay. I also didn't have any, so I'm just going to approve.
I didn't see anything
Yeah,
that needed correcting.
okay. I will then move to approve the minutes as submitted.
I will second.
I'm gonna take a roll call vote. Lynette Wheeler, I approve. Beth Christensen,
I approve.
all right. So approved unanimously as submitted. And then we move on to the director's report. Did you get a copy of
Okay.
it, Beth?
Did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, everyone has one?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up.
We did have our department head meeting this morning. I think you guys know that Margaret's out on medical leave this month.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's out for the month of February,
Okay.
and June was kind of taking over some of her duties, I suppose. Not actually her duties, but just keeping her appraised of things that she needed to weigh in on. But mostly she should be resting now. She had surgery, so but she's doing well, is what I've heard. So that's good news.
Okay.
Good.
Let's see. We did end up getting market rate adjustments. I think I mentioned at the last meeting that it was possible that they were gonna. So 2 of the staff positions were upgraded a slight amount. So that monies will be added to our appropriation for our wages. At some point, they'll send me some documentation on that. So, but it's good to, when I first started here, we didn't have a personnel committee. So now we do have one. There's more of a review process, so that you're comparing to other, positions, similar positions. So they've done the market rate adjustment the last 2 years. So that's all good. Let's see.
How did the no-sew blankets? Did you have a lot of people sign up?
For
The
sorry,
blankets, the teen advisory group?
I'm not sure exact number. I'll have to get that from Sarah. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
I wasn't here on Saturday, but that was when people were coming by to pick up their materials. So the friends supplied the materials, they paid for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll get a report on that for next time. Let you know how it came out. Yeah, so you know what that was about, how they apparently you can make a blanket without sewing it together. So you just make a pattern, and I guess you just I don't know exactly how it works.
I've seen different kinds. Some of them you like tie together, like they're frayed, and then you just tie it, and that's the seams or where all the ties are.
Yeah,
I've seen all different kinds.
So hopefully I can get some pictures.
Nice.
You can see some of the results, and we'll get them up. And speaking of programs, we have the Iditarod person who participated in it. You can check her out online. She's got the number of videos. Karen Land is her name.
Yep.
she's actually from the Midwest, but she's doing programs at a number of different libraries. She's kind of doing a tour of New England.
Nice.
So at present, we have some flyers out, and we're hoping to do it outside here at the library. Be great if they had snow still, and the dogs could maybe
Sarah
get a
was
sled,
here
get a
today.
sled and take a little
Does she
ride.
have dogs?
She's bringing
She's bringing 2 of the dogs, I believe.
Wow.
So the
Yeah.
Iditarod is a dog sled race.
Yes,
And
that's right.
she's run it before, and so she's bringing 2 of her sled dogs and the sled and her Arctic gear, and she's going to do a little presentation. Sarah was here and dropped a flyer off in the store at the farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool. That sounds really
That's-
cool. When is that?
That is going to be
March 6th.
March 6th. Oh, your director's report says February.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry.
No worries. It's okay. We'll let it slide this time.
Okay. The flyers say March 6th.
The flyers do
that's-
say March 6th. It's going to come
that's-
home in the backpacks, Beth, at
Oh,
I
BMS.
don't
yeah.
get those
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, you don't have a BMS kid, do you?
I don't. Nope.
Oh. Well,
Nope.
Well, we
picture of the flyer. It's March
be
6th.
spreading the word. I'm going to put one in the general store. We have one, obviously some here at the library.
Yeah.
And
Excuse me one second.
Sarah has been in touch with the Item newspaper. So
Okay.
we're hoping that she'll do a story. Jan
Yeah,
Gold's,
that'd be cool.
should we wait up for Beth?
Yeah, we can.
Right
think-
here.
I think it's a great program. I think
I'm
that
sorry.
if we get enough of a notice out there, I think it would be very well attended. I mean,
Yeah, that's what
I think it's a really cool thing. And anyone I've talked to today in the store, my customers are very
Yeah.
interested.
I think it sounds very cool. I was thinking, is that on the library? I mean, on like Facebook? On the
It's
library
not,
Facebook? thing?
yes, it is on, we have a couple of different Facebook pages.
Mhm.
I will put it on the Berlin Neighbors one.
Yeah, I was just
Sarah,
gonna say. if
Sarah
you could-
handles the library's
Sarah
page.
usually posts it on the Berlin Parents Connect. She'll put it
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
And
Is that an all
newsletter
ages thing or is it more
it's
for?
all ages. It's all ages. It says adults and kids. I
yeah,
think
it's a family thing.
yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
I might come down and check that out if I remember it.
Yeah.
That sounds so cool.
You can actually see, there's a website that has all the participants, so you can see what her record is
Wow,
in the Iditarod. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
that is so cool.
And did either of you know Connie Barter?
I know the name, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, she was a longtime library patron. She used to come in about once a week, and she used to, up until she was 90, she was driving herself. She told her family she would stop driving herself when she was 90. So then at that point, we were bringing books to her home. She lived in, is it Northbrook or Meadowbrook?
Northbrook Village. On
Yeah,
Pleasant Street?
no, the other one. So it must be Meadowbrook she was in. Yeah. Anyways, so sometimes her neighbors would
Oh,
come by
that
and
one's
bring.
in
get books.
River Road, right?
Yeah.
It's
that
on
was on
River
River
Road,
Road.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, she gave us a nice donation, so that was very nice.
That's
She was
awesome.
a real nice lady. I took books to her home once and she told me, Bob, just, I got left the door open for you, just come in. And I went in and she was asleep in her chair and she had her books there. And so I took the books that were there because she said she has some to return and I left some for her. And when I got back to the library, she called and said, Bob, why did you take the books that I was reading? I was still reading those. I said,
Oh my God.
sorry, Connie. And she said, you probably thought I was dead. I said, no, I didn't think you were dead. I could see that you were still breathing. You look very peaceful, but not dead. So, yeah.
Oh, that's
But
great.
she was very sweet.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Let's see what else here. I actually didn't. I neglected to put it on our report, but I'm meeting with the Friends of the Library tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So we're trying to have more regular meetings and trying to make plans to do a book sale in the spring in some fashion. It's hard to plan anything still. We have a couple of other performers, presenters. One that's scheduled for March 20th. It's a musical performer at the 1870. So, we just don't know if people are going to attend. They may still be a little bit scared off, but I guess at some point we just have to start doing them and hope for the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they do some stuff outside though too at the 1870, don't they?
No,
Well, potentially they could, I guess.
you could do it on the common, like behind the church.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not really any yard at the 1870.
Right.
They do
and
some
our
outside
yard,
Auntie and
our
Carter.
yard is probably going to still be full of snow on March 6th or March 20th.
Probably.
Yeah,
You never know.
I don't know. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But we can do it. It will just be a lot cooler if we could do the Iditarod thing outside.
That's true. That's true.
But if we
yeah.
can't, then we'll do it at the 1870. We already have that planned.
Good.
So
Excellent.
Good.
let's see. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I'll hold off till the financials to mention a few other things.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the director's report, Beth?
No, I think I am good.
All right, then I will move to accept the director's report as amended. We're just changing the date on the Iditarod event from February to March.
From
And then if
February to March,
you
and
change that, Bob, can you resend it to Linda?
Oh, yes.
'Cause I think she posts it.
Okay, yes.
She posts the director's report or not.
Oh, Linda
My
does that?
comment. I don't know if she just posts the minutes or if
I'm
we
not
I
do-
think
sure.
maybe she does. I think maybe
Yeah.
she does. Just include it as part of the minutes and, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll shoot her a little email afterwards to let her know that that will be amended and that you'll be sending it along.
Okay, and then I can add the couple of things that came up after or
Yeah.
that I forgot. So it'll be complete there. Yeah.
Okay. And
So,
I second.
All right.
Yeah, I second it as amended.
All right, a roll call vote to approve the minutes as amended. Lynette Wheeler, I approve. Beth Christensen,
I approve.
approved unanimously as amended. And move into the financial report.
okay. So we're in our 7th month of the fiscal year.
Yeah.
And a couple of things of note, the monies that we had budgeted for periodicals. Normally I would be doing a renewal, but we decided that this is a good time to step back from getting the number of periodicals that we traditionally have gotten.
Okay.
A lot of libraries discontinued them when COVID struck. Because the periodicals are something people would come into the library and look at. They do circulate, but the majority of them don't circulate very much. So we're going to keep a handful, and we're going to cancel the rest of them. We've already done that.
Okay.
So we're going. A lot of these publications as well. Not all of the ones that we get, but a lot of them are available on the Overdrive platform as ebooks.
Yeah.
So, and for a magazine, something you may just want to read an article or two, or look at a recipe or something like that. Whatever ones that we get that they don't have, they likely have something that's conquerable, maybe not quite, as good, or something that people are used to seeing. But anyway, we're going to try it because we can always add them back if people if we start getting some demand and people are requesting them. then that will be a good way for us to know which ones that people might miss getting. So I just wanted to mention that because it's a fairly high ticket item. So I'll have to shift that for next year's spreadsheet. And then I noticed a mistake I made with the Spectrum. I guess I was just habituated it's $65 a month that we pay for Spectrum.
Yeah.
And when I first started here, we got Spectrum free. We got Charter free. The town had an arrangement, but just suddenly a few years ago, they started to charge us. And so I was told that the town was trying to rearrange, arrange for us to have a deal where we got it for free, and but so far nothing's been worked out. And I learned from other departments that they're not paying anywhere near as much for Spectrum as we are. We're paying $65 a month is $780 a year. But in any case, when this first happened, I was just putting it under miscellaneous services, but I had created a line item for it, and I neglected to put it in there when I was still continuing to do it under miscellaneous. So, but anyway, we do have to remember to budget for that because it's a fairly significant amount.
Are you going to fix that for the next
Yes.
one? Or are you going to fix that for this one?
I'll fix it for the next one.
Okay.
In general, like when I look at how the spending is going as well, I mean, these are just, categories.
Sure.
But say as far as the town is concerned, mostly they just want to know, how much are you spending on expenses and how much are you spending on wages? And,
Right.
This is just kind of a justification for the monies that we ask for, but at the most they'll break it into services and supplies.
Okay.
And then from there we take it so that we can show, in all these different categories, and some of these are going to be changing. We just haven't found a suitable category to replace, say, CDs, DVDs.
Right.
At some point we'll start to, morph into different formats and everything. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions for Bob on the financial report? Beth?
Excuse me. No, I think I'm good.
All right. Then I will move to accept it as submitted.
I will second.
A roll call vote to accept it as submitted. Lynette Wheeler, I approve. Beth Christensen,
I approve.
approved unanimously as submitted. All right, and I don't think we have any old business because it's been quite quiet.
Yes.
This last year, it's been so hard to have anything. I mean, I feel like there's this gaping hole now that we finally got the septic done.
I know. Now that's done. It's like, now what are we talking?
We don't have any old business. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, I know. We really, well, that was a long haul.
It was.
I am definitely happy not to be talking about the septic anymore. I think that started a year after I got here. And we'll talk about it probably just about every meeting since then.
No, that's in every meeting.
I think that it is kind of quiet right now in terms of what's happening here in the library and how we want to look at the future. Getting the septic done was a big piece of it, and I think we have to keep revisiting what we can do in terms of keeping the building up, renovated, and then making plans or for a major renovation or, maybe even a new library at some point. But I think having the septic done allows us to take the next step toward trying to secure funding, both from the state in form of grant, and also get the town on board with doing some kind of major renovation on this building first. And if that doesn't pan out for whatever reason, well, we have to look for other options. I think we've all discussed how much there are a lot of people love this building, but
Yeah.
it does have a lot of drawbacks and things that to repair, it's in the long run, it's cheaper and more cost efficient to just replace. And it's a tough one. We can definitely see that, but
Yeah.
I think we're taking the steps at least to keep the building going. And if it can be renovated, well, we have the things in place like the septic and,
The
that
big
we can
thing.
rely on. Yeah. And we'll have to work closely with the DEP as well. Because they were going to allow us to go outside of the footprint of this building, which is it would be necessary to do that to renovate it in a proper way. But
Right.
but they'll have to we'll have to keep in touch with them regarding that. Yeah.
That would be good.
I think so.
That would be helpful. That would be really nice too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit daunting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And everything is just moving at a glacial pace here, but we do what we can with what we've got for a small town.
Yeah.
I think we do okay, doing all right.
Yeah.
And town is supportive to the extent that it's supportive, but there's a lot of things happening, and other people, sometimes get there before we do.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the way government works. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
So I think in terms of new business, I would just say maybe the focus is on programs
Okay.
and making sure that they're adequately advertised on social media. So I think that's that's like the next generation. That's where they're
Right.
gonna get it from. There's most of the people that have lived in Berlin that are our age or older will see it at the general store because they frequent it. But yeah, Sarah does pretty good with the kids programming and stuff, but we want to make sure that the adult programming gets on there too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I really don't go into the general store. Now I work from home, so I'm barely ever like leaving the house just because, I go to the grocery store, and of course there's really not much happening, so I don't do a lot.
Yeah.
So that would be the place for me to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen much in the way of email lately either.
Yeah.
I feel like since I don't know when the last email I got was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took myself off that list because my kids are older.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we need, I don't know if it makes sense to have an email list for people with kids and then like a general library email list.
Right.
Because that was another thing that someone else had mentioned a while back, was that every email they got was about kids, and this was a single woman that didn't have any kids, and she's like not giving information.
Yeah. Right.
The other
that's legitimate, but I
maybe
mean, we
need
don't
to have two separate emails.
Yeah. That's a legitimate concern, but I mean, we don't have a lot of adult programs, especially the last few years. And then a lot of the programming has been via Zoom. So I put any kind of announcement, whether it's a program or anything else, on the Facebook page, the Berlin Neighbors one. And Sarah handles the library page. She did start using Instagram.
Yeah.
And it did attract some notice of some teens. So she got some new members of the teen advisory board that way, because the teens aren't necessarily using Facebook. In fact, they're mostly not using Facebook.
I know they don't.
Is what I'm
Their
told.
moms are on
And,
it.
and they don't use email very much.
Nope.
So yeah, it's hard to keep up with and traditional methods. You're right, Lynette. I mean, they don't, we only have one newspaper, really.
Right.
And how many people are reading newspapers these
And
days?
yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of people, I don't even think get that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the calendar that the newspaper produces is good. People do look there to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to think about 100 places where you could put something.
I
A lot
know.
of places. So I'm open to suggestion for any of that. But we do attract people from other towns as well to a lot of our
Yeah.
events, and vice versa. A lot of our patrons here in Berlin go to other towns for programming. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked at is it the community advocate? Is that
I've
what
seen
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
my
another.
mother will grab that when we go to Dunkin's once in a while, and she'll grab that and start looking through that. So that's
Yeah.
another thing to do as well, to
Yeah.
think about and look into.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we used to get it here at the library. Someone used to drop them off, but
Yeah.
haven't seen them for a while.
Well, some
You're
of
going
those
for it.
kinds of papers used to be free to advertise, like for the library and that kind of thing. But
Right.
there's not much now that's free to
Oh,
advertise, no
not.
matter what you are.
Yeah.
Exactly, I'm sure.
I sent something to the Powder House News.
Mhm.
It was more or less the timing of the Powder House News. It's like a bi-monthly or something. So
Yeah, that was weird.
a lot of
I
the time to try to get a program in there, it's just the timing is off a little bit. But I wrote something up just in general, what the library's up to, and sent it to them. I don't know if it's going to make it in or not, but that's just another
Sorry.
place to
Okay.
especially for adult programs. Yeah.
Between dogs barking and my kids
Yeah.
knocking.
I
Probably
don't
just
have my grandchildren barking tonight.
I just
Well,
had
my
my
dog-
daughter knocking
Yeah.
incessantly, so I had to mute to ask her what she wanted. And she's like, "When I'm gonna be late for music lessons." I'm like, "Music lessons are on Wednesday. It's Tuesday. You're fine.
Okay.
you're not
Wrong day.
you're not going to be late.
I'm not gonna be late. If we go now, you're gonna be super early."
You'll be
Super early.
extra early. Oh, too funny. Yeah, no, my dogs have calmed down a lot. They're going to be 3 this year, so they're doing better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Calmed down quite a bit, but they still bark at anything that they think they see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those. She's downstairs though.
Yeah.
Dogs hate runners, so when I'm out running, all I hear is barking dogs.
You talked about that.
As soon as I get within so many feet of someone's house and they have a dog.
My dog's brutal because she's got dog watch and it goes the whole field.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
My house and my
Yeah.
in-laws. So she
Oh, I
has,
know your dog likes to sneak up on me.
has a good length to bark.
Yeah. Scare the heck out of me.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dogs sound tough, but they're not.
Same. My dog's
I've been a runner since I was like 13 years old, but I've only been bit by a dog, I think twice. And
Wow.
both times, just before I was bit, the owner said, "Oh, I was just being friendly." So every time I hear that, I go, "Oh no,
Yeah, I believe you.
just being friendly." Okay.
They can be friendly over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Oh my
Gotta
goodness.
be careful out there.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
So, and you have anything else to add, Bob?
I don't think so. No.
Beth?
I think I'm good.
All right.
I think I'm good.
We've
We're
got
early today, huh?
the quick meetings happening.
Yeah,
When
very
there's not
quick.
a lot
Yeah.
going on, there's not a lot to
Yeah,
discuss, I guess.
yeah, not today.
Well, then I will move to adjourn the meeting if you guys are good.
Good, I
Good.
will second.
All right. A roll call vote to adjourn. Lynette Wheeler, I move to adjourn. Beth Christensen.
I approve, move to adjourn.
All right. Then
I approve too.
sounds good. Meeting is adjourned at 6:29 p.m.